Okay. All right. So, man, I showed you those cards. What you think about them?
Those were cool.
Pretty cool?
Those were cool.
All right. The reason why I show people those cards is we can easily be deceived with our eyes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
What we don't want to be deceived about is what happens in the next life.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, Amanda, what do you think happens to a person when they die?
Hopefully we go to heaven. I get to see my grandma. Like, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. So you believe in heaven and hell?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
So, Amanda,
I wouldn't be sober right now if it wasn't for the Lord.
what? Oh, really?
I'll have 11 years in May.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, well, check this out. Let's just say, here's another question. Eternity is just too long to be wrong.
Right.
So let's just say tonight, if God came back for the breath he let you borrow, 0% you go straight to hell.
No.
100% you get into heaven. Where you feel like you comfortably fall?
I'm going to heaven.
Tell me
I'm
why.
going to heaven because I spread the word. I have a story to tell. The Lord didn't like get me sober for nothing.
Uh-huh.
Like I have to tell people about the Lord.
Yeah.
Like I would yeah.
You say 100%?
100%, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
If you were, is it possible that you could be wrong about your 100%? Have you ever had the good person test done on you?
No.
Have you ever heard specifically what Jesus said about how to escape hell and enter heaven? You asked specific,
I think
specifically.
you have to follow the 10 Commandments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be a good person, spread the word, and love.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so let me give you the good person test.
Okay.
Because you said follow the 10 Commandments. Let's just see. And this is good, bad news first, but good news second.
Okay.
So, Amanda, everything started out good with the story of Adam and Eve in the beginning.
Yeah.
Everything was A-okay. God told them don't eat from this tree. And the day you do it, death will come into the world. And they chose they wanted to be number one. They wanted to go their own way. Amanda, how many lies have you told in your whole life combined? I'm not judging you, just for you to judge yourself.
Too many.
All right, me too.
Too many.
What do you call somebody that tell a bunch of lies?
Liar.
All right, I'm right there with you.
No.
Have you ever stolen anything?
No.
Never stolen anything?
No.
You ever cheated on the test and stole answers?
No.
Wow, you a lot better than I am.
No, I did really bad in school. Math was not my thing. I just kind of winged it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Jesus said if you look at someone with lust, you commit adultery in your heart. Have you ever looked at someone with lust?
Yes.
All right, me too. Have you ever used God's name in vain?
No.
I'll let you get
No.
You go ahead. You get him.
What you getting, baby?
What's up, man? All right.
Regular? I'm out. Diamond green. All right, $3.93, baby.
Put that thing on your head. Hey, I really want you to go get my card. It's a card in the door. Like, in the door right there. It's like when I open the door right there. Don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
All right.
All right, here you go. All right, Miss Amanda. Where was we at? I think we was at
Lust.
Lust. Okay. You said you never use God's name in vain.
No.
OMG.
OMG.
All right, you making me feel guilty now. All right. What letter is in the middle of the word sin?
One of the ends.
Letter in the middle of the word sin is I, right?
Oh yeah, I.
So anytime I do what I want to do,
I thought a sinner.
don't worry about it. You had it right though. You had it right. So anytime I do what I want to do, who did you just put over God?
You put yourself before God.
And that's idolatry.
That's hard. It's hard to like. I have struggled with prayer.
Okay.
And like giving it to God.
Okay.
And I want to take it back.
I know.
Like, oh, you're not working on my time.
All right. See, so you're in the same condition I was in when I heard this message. Like, even though you're better than I am, and even though I think you're a good, you're a sweet lady, we're not good enough because I'm gonna show you.
We'll never be good enough.
You see what I'm saying?
Ever.
So look at my middle finger. This represents how God stands high and holy. This is your tallest finger.
Yeah. We're just the hands and the feet.
We're hands and feet of Jesus.
That's it.
Now, if you look at how holy God is, if you had to get into heaven based on how good you are, do you think you will make it?
Yeah.
You think you would?
I try really hard. Yeah.
All right, here's another illustration. Who killed Jesus? You have any idea who killed Jesus? It's gonna surprise you.
We did.
Yes, that's exactly right. So you okay? Now you're on track. Now watch this. You got a baby. You got a kid.
5.
You got 5 kids. Now let's just say someone wants to harm your kid. God forbid, take their life. I got 3 kids too. I hate to stand the thought of that.
Yep.
If they took the life of your kid, you tell me how much money could they do to stop you from bringing like destruction on them?
I'd be sad, but I
Could they pay you enough to stop you from like dealing with them in a wrathful way? I know you're a nice person, but if they harmed your baby, what do you think? What would be your response?
Like I would think I would be one of those ladies in the courtroom that would tell the judge that I forgive them.
Okay, but what should happen to the person that harms your baby? You think you just let them go?
No, can't let them go.
Of course you can.
But
There's no way you could.
I don't know. I don't know about the life for a life though.
But here's my question: could they pay you enough to stop the judgment and walk free?
No.
They couldn't.
No.
They couldn't.
No, it'd still be there.
Because do you think that will anger you? Them thinking that they can pay you off of what they did to
Oh
your
yeah,
baby?
that would anger me just as more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they thought they can pay you
Yeah.
and walk free after what they did to your baby. Your
Correct.
baby's life is more important than money.
Correct.
Well, think about it. You have any idea who killed Jesus?
We did.
How do you think
He still loves us.
He does love us, but how does most people going to try to get to heaven? They're going to try to pay God off by saying, God, I went to church, I done all
Paid
these
my
work,
tithes, I did all
paid
my
my tithes,
works.
and God's going to look at you just like you look at the criminal that harmed your baby or took
Yeah.
the life of your baby.
Yeah.
Do you think God is going to accept all of your good stuff after what you did to his son?
Yes, because I'm promised that.
Okay, what do you mean?
I'm promised that as long as not really promise, I guess, but it's in the Bible that there are, that's why he killed his only son had to die, was for us to be able to get in and experience his greatness.
I love that you said that.
He's our ultimate love. Like, he's omnipresent.
I think you're on the money. I think you're in the ballpark. I'm going to tell you what you're missing. Let me tell you what I think you're missing. On the day of judgment, God cannot accept all of your good works after what you did to his son.
Yeah.
Because if he just forgives you, it's like the judge. A judge stands before, let's just say somebody took the life of your baby.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge says, how do you plead, criminal? He says, yeah, I know I took the life of Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge says, how do you plead? I say, I'm guilty. Then the man that assassinated your kid says, well, Judge, could you please forgive me? And then the judge said, oh yeah, you're free to go.
Yeah. He does.
You'll be outraged if he just let the man go.
Right.
All right, but here's the point. The point is, God can't forgive you unless somebody pays a price or you're purified.
He's already paid.
There you go. So 2,000
Thank
years
God.
ago, see, if you try to get to heaven based on your performance, Amanda,
Yep.
then you can't make it. But that's why God, like you said, this is my ring finger. That's why he sent Jesus.
Yep.
We broke the law. He sends Jesus to pay the fine. So if you will humble yourself, or we humble ourselves and accept the fact that we can't be good enough.
Right.
Does that make sense? We
Never.
can't. We
never good enough.
We never good enough. So if you try to get into heaven based on your good works, then you're gonna be in trouble. He can't accept that. The only thing he can accept is perfection, and his son paid for the sin of the world, so
Yeah.
he can accept
So that, yeah.
our. You see what I'm saying now? He can accept us based on what Jesus did, not based on your performance.
Correct.
That's where the whole central message of the Bible is, that no man can be good. The Bible says
Yeah, well, none of us.
none of us can be good enough. That's religion. Religion says I can perform, and God can weigh my judgment call, but nobody can. You understand what I'm saying? We're criminals against God because we sin, but this is why God graciously sent Jesus, so we'll be forgiven even though we're guilty. I'll give you a last illustration.
Okay.
Let's say you was driving your car down the road, you hit somebody and killed them. You stand before the judge is gonna give you lethal injection.
Yeah.
And you say to the judge, why would you give me, I didn't even have a chance to plead my case.
Yeah.
And the judge looks at you and says, that kid that you hit was my son.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in trouble.
You'll be in trouble.
They put you in an electric
Yeah.
chair, about to flip the switch on you until
Yeah.
the judge walks in. The judge that rightfully sentenced you walks in, and he looks at you and says, I'm about to show you mercy. I can't let you go until somebody pay your fine. So he calls his brother, his 18-year-old son, into the room. His son comes in and says, Dad, what do you need? He says, Dad, what's going on here? He says, son, you remember what we talked about? The judge says, yes, son. Amanda is guilty. But you remember what we talked about? The son says, yeah. He says, hand me the keys. Son goes over, unhooks your contraptions and tells you to stand next to the corner. So you stand in the corner. His innocent son sits in your place.
Yeah.
He puts the electrical contraptions just like he had you strapped in that chair. The judge goes out and flips the switch on his son. Why did he do it? You know why he did it? Because he loves you and he wants to give you a second chance.
Yeah.
So his son pays
Multiple chances.
your fine. His innocent son pays your fine, and then he looks at you and says, you're free to go. Now, the only way he can let you go is if somebody paid the fine.
Yep.
Now you're a whole different person.
No.
Now you want to keep the rules because you're in love, not because you're in trouble,
Right.
not because you're in fear.
No.
Well, 2,000 years ago, God flipped the switch on who?
Yep.
His son.
Yep.
And he's willing to let you walk out of hell and into heaven because of the mercy,
Yep.
because of the gift of Jesus.
Yep.
What you think, Miss Amanda?
I love it.
All right.
I love it.
So who you been trusting in?
Jesus. He saved me.
God bless you, Miss Amanda. Any questions you got?
No. Well, where do I find this?
All right.
What's your website?
All right. You write it down and I'll let you
Yeah.
go see it. Thank you for your time on this.
Alrighty.